It is the booth with Telemo on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. And of course, it's Enterprise Monday. I have someone amazing here in the studio with me, Nelson Dominic. He's a human resource manager of mPharma Nigeria, a farm tech company. And tonight we're looking at the conversation, how to boost your career growth in 2023 and of course beyond. Hi, Dominic.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Not bad, very fine.
Wow, good to see you. So let's go straight to business. Now, when people hear HR, they just assume, okay, the HR personnel is just responsible for getting new employees and then working on the workers' payroll. So beyond all of this, what other responsibilities does the HR personnel have?
Beyond recruitment, there are several angles of the HR value chain, right? Several angles, and people only know just a few. People here, oh, just recruitment. No, there's recruitment, there's onboarding, there's the compensation and benefits, right? Where we work with management to ensure that people are properly compensated. There's a reward system that we have to put in place. There's performance management. There's policy formulation. There's succession planning, right? There's learning and development. HR is robust, right? It has to do with the managing the I like to use one word, right? It is managing the entire life cycle of an employee, right?
Okay, I think I need to take that down. Managing the entire life cycle of an employee
between entry and exit. In HR, for instance, you have people they call generalists, and you have those that just choose to specialize. If you see people, for instance, who started their career out in consulting, HR consulting, for instance, they would have a niche. Okay. So if, for instance, you started working in a recruitment consultancy company, your niche will be recruitment, except you branch out. If you work in some big companies, I just don't want to mention them online here, you find that some consulting firms, you see that depending on what department you are, you could just start your career in one particular niche and end it there. So some people have niches in recruitment, others have in learning, others have in organizational development, right? Others have in having to help you set your structure, system, and policies to ensure that you have a working system working for you, right? So there are several niches, and we call them specialists, right?
The person said, "Why una go talk? We will get back to you," and never do. Why not just tell the person straight, you didn't get the job?
So we are just the one who coordinates the process. There are times when you're in the process of interview and the MD says to you, "Oh, let's put that role on hold." See, when you don't even know, right? But for me, for instance, when I say to my team is then communicate to the employee, to the candidate, to say
prospective employee,
yeah, and say candidates we're putting this on hold for X-ray. At the times you can even state some reasons. There are times when you have done an ad, right, and both external and internal candidates are rooting for that role. At the end of the day, there's some conflict on how to make some decisions. So in that time, there's a pause in communicating. Most HR people just want to come with, "Oh, we're sorry to inform you," or "Congratulations." But I say to people that there are several conversations that can happen in between, trying you're wasting time. How about you do an email to say, "Oh, apologies will come back to you, XYZ."
Thank you, communication.
Right? As it goes, because most of the times some of those silence and delays are not the fault of HR people, right? They just want to be able to get some final conclusion, feedback to give to the prospective candidates.
Do you guys have like a body or something?
Several bodies, several groups, and we have these conversations all the time. So when I say something that's been worked on, there are times when we call each other out and say, "Oh, they're dragging your company somewhere. This is how to do better," right? It's a small community.
How can one boost their career growth? You know, when the year is coming to an end, there is always this, "Oh, I'm going into the new year, new me, resolution," and all of that. I'm never a fan of resolutions, by the way. So when it comes to your career, how can one boost one's career growth?
Okay, so I'm going to say, I'm permitting me to be as plain as possible with this conversation.
Okay.
You are the driver in the vehicle of your career. More seats on the driver's seats and direct it to where it should go. The mistake most people make, especially young professionals, is that we leave our career to our managers to decide for us. You want your manager to decide when you should get a promotion. You want your manager to decide when you should get a raise. You want your manager to decide where your career should go. I ask people, do you have a personal mission statement for your career? Where am I heading? What do I want to do? When people come to us, I'm looking for a job, and I ask them what kind of job, they say any job. I don't take you seriously, right? Any job is no job. And I understand that we're all struggling to survive. There's this when in a country where man must chop, right? But at the same time, while we're struggling for survival, I like that we begin to change our mindset towards doing something worthwhile and building a career. A career is not a job. A job is not a career either. Career can be a job. I will explain what I just said. Now, for jobs, for instance, it pays your money. It pays you. Today you are a waiter. Tomorrow you are a bartender. Tomorrow you are an hairdresser. Whatever it is you want to do part time. You're just earning. You're working, doing jobs just to earn and to move about. A career is you've decided to define a niche for yourself. I want to be known for XYZ. I want to be known for XYZ over a period of time. I used to say to my friends many years, I said, I want to be able to grow in my career to the extent that if you want to mention some young HR professionals in Nigeria that are really thriving and doing their best in organizations, you will mention my name.
So that's a career. You're building a career for yourself beyond the job.
Beyond the job, right? It doesn't matter what company, what industry I am. I'm always going to be an HR person. It doesn't matter what radio firm you want to be tomorrow. You will always be a radio person. You want to probably build a career to become one of the greatest presenters in Nigeria.
You know my mind, right?
It is a career path you have carved for yourself. Now, when you have that understanding, then you will know that your career is not tied to an organization. And so you begin to consciously and intentionally have a plan to grow. Right? First is to take away that job mindset and see whatever you are doing as a career. If whatever you're doing is not even a career yet, then you need to probably have a switch. So, okay, what do I do that I want to be known for in the next one? And you can build career in 2-3 areas, right? If you can manage it, right? It depends on you and what your willpower is. Now, if you don't talk about growth, like I was saying earlier on, right? You would not have to expect that your manager. One other thing I must say, that you meet your KPI, Telemo, is not the reason why you should be promoted. That you come to the radio station, you do your show every time, you work with your producers, your DJ to get your job done. It's not the reason why you should be promoted, because
so why should I be promoted?
Several other people on your team are doing the same thing you're doing.
Okay.
The business will can never afford to promote all of you at the same time. There must be a differentiating factor, whether we like to accept it or not. What extra value are you putting on the business? I say to people, at the entry level of your career, it's okay for you to have basic competence. But as you begin to grow in your career, it's very important for you to build visibility. Among the 5-10 people in your team, what stands you out? It's not high service, right? Some people may say it's not what stands you out from all of you fulfilling the same or more KPIs, right? What stands you out from someone in your team in that department? What is that extra value you're bringing to the business? The most important person to your career growth after you is your line manager, not even HR, right? What is your relationship with your line manager? How do you manage him? How do you manage your stakeholders? So for me, right, your line manager, yourself, you are the driver. Your line manager is basically your conductor, right? And one thing I also see in the workplace these days is young people who feel entitled to a promotion, right? Oh, I'm supposed to get a promotion. What are you doing extra? What exactly are you doing? You're the one who would nag at extra duties being put on your table, right? You are not due for a promotion until you can perform at the next level beyond your current level.
Okay.
You should have demonstrated competencies and capability, right, at a level above your current level. To that level you are aspiring to get to a promotion. So that place you want to grow into. But most times, no, we just want, I'm doing my job, give me a promotion. In every serious organization, except somebody just wants to, let's just help your life, which should not even be. What organizations want to see and recognize is the extra value, is your ability to perform in the next level of which you're aspiring to be. So if, for instance, I want to become the HR director of my organization, for instance, my organization is about 10 African countries, right? I sit in Nigeria, manage Nigeria, and I also work with other business leaders across our 10 African countries. If tomorrow my aspiration is to become the CHRO, then I must be able to have demonstrated to the business that I can perform in that capacity. I would not come and use the convention of tenure. Well, I've been here for 5 years.
Okay.
It's not civil service. Apologies, right? It's not except you're in public service, right? Where you know that after 2, even these days in public service, they want to take you through some assessments.
Yes.
To be sure that you can perform in that next capacity. So that entitlement, I've been here 10 years, this person met me here. If that person does more, bring more to the table.
Why not?
It's not, the business recognizes value, right? Not your height, not your weight, not your religion, not whatever you want to think about. What the business recognizes is what value bring on the table. So somebody who comes and joined the business 2 weeks ago can bring a value that you have been there 10 years cannot bring. The business will automatically shift towards that person. right? And so some of these conditions we have, and we begin to blame HR, blame our managers, blame our organizations. I think it's high time we begin to have some positive mindset shift
and a reset.
Yeah, some positive mindset shift to say, okay, how and you see this, I cannot kill myself, man. I can say a lot. I can say a lot, right? That will bring to the workplace, right? People are watching, people are seeing it, right? You are creating a brand for yourself.
But don't you think that, okay, now aside, I'm not giving excuses for I can't kill myself now. When you do, okay, when you do beyond what you have in your job description, don't you think that would be a way of, how do I put it now?
Except
the word is not coming.
I get what you're trying to say. Except you're in a toxic environment, then if you have move.
Okay.
But if you're in the place where value is being appreciated, right, doing more than enough, right, you'll be happy you did.
So you need to find out if where you are if it's worth it.
Yes. Yes. Except where you are is a place where talent cannot grow, people cannot develop, right? Where you know that no matter what extra I do, my manager will even want to take advantage of it, right? But if in a place where you know that value is recognized, then give more value. At the tail end of your career ladder is your technical competencies that you must have.
Okay.
You will not grow if you don't have those competencies, right? And at that point, all you need is your IQ. Just your IQ. You have the strong IQ to do it. As you get to the midpoint, what you need is branding and visibility. By branding, I don't mean doing flyers and put your name everywhere. Is creating a niche for yourself within your organization, build visibility, right? Then as you grow, you get to the midpoint and you have that visibility. At that point, what you need to grow is no longer your IQ, because at that point you will need your emotional intelligence to begin to manage people who have the high IQs. Right? Now when you now begin to grow above that particular level, right, what you now need after the midpoint, you're now coming to the point where you're now taking manager position, leadership positions. What you need at that point is what we call the PQ, political intelligence.
All right, thank you so much.